there's one mindset shift that allowed me to start creating freely. And I don't mean, when I say freely, I don't mean that it's allowed me to start posting more or it allowed me to start being consistent on TikTok or here on YouTube. What I mean is that it allowed me to stop the comparison. It allowed me to stop thinking about what other people are posting and trying to outpost other people or post what other people are posting or look at my views or the results of what I'm doing. I just stopped caring about that completely. And in order to kind of go into this topic, I have to kind of give you some backstory. Um, so I've been posting content for honestly 4 to 5 years now. And if you look at my subscriber count, if you look at my hey, be quiet. If you look at my follower count or my views, it doesn't match the time frame that I've been creating content. I see other guys that have been creating for just 5 years and they have 20 million, 10 million, a million followers on or subs on here or on other platforms. And sometimes it sucks when I look at those numbers like that. At the same time, when I look at those numbers, it lets me know that the platform is no respecter of persons. It's not a oh, the internet doesn't like me type of thing. It reveals who you've been over the time. So I know that over this 5 years, there's areas where I've been extremely consistent. There's areas where I haven't been consistent at all. I'm gonna move you guys over here. There's areas where I haven't been consistent at all. What I mean by that is, over the last 5 years, I've done so many different styles of content, so many different niches, so many different businesses, so many different just things. Where when I look at the person that I was comparing myself to, they stayed with one thing the entire time. They got better at that one thing. They continued that one thing, and now they are that one thing. Where for me, I've been an artist. I've done basketball videos. I've done vlogs. I've done business coaching. I've done network marketing coaching. I've done, I can keep going down the list. I've done social media coaching and then social media marketing. So I can go down this list of things that caused me to not progress anywhere. I was just a jack of all trades over the last 5 years. And sometimes, all the time, hindsight is 2020. And when you look back at life, you can see, okay, that's where I screwed up. And for me, that's where I screwed up. If I go back and I look at all the content I've created, if I take all the content I've created over the last 5 years, which is thousands of posts, thousands of videos, and I focused all of them into one place, all that energy into one spot, maybe even two spots. I've even been a gamer at this time. I had a podcast. There's so much crap. If I took all that energy and focused it on one spot, I would have had all this figured out by now. And for me, That's always been the hardest the hardest part, because in my mind I think, well, I posted a video for that today. Why can't I also use my mind and use my time to be productive somewhere else too? You know? And logically, you can, right? However, what tends to happen is that you tend to get, over time, you get double minded. You start liking one more than the other one. You start just doing things that in the long term will screw you up. If you're in Texas, you can't drive to California and New York City at the same time. You got to pick one. Could you imagine driving to driving to both places and being like, okay, today I'm gonna spend 2 hours. I'm gonna drive to California. You're driving. Like, okay, all right. Now I'm gonna spend 2 hours and drive to New York City. And you start driving the other way, and then the next day you drive 4 hours the other way, and you drive 2 hours the other way, and you drive 6 hours the other way. What you realize is that you're still right where you started. At the end of the day, you just end up right back where you started, because you've never actually made a decision on which way you're gonna go. And for me, that's been my life over the last 5 years. Before getting into content creation, I was doing network marketing, and I did that for about 6 years, and I loved it. However, due to a bunch of life stuff, we ended up dropping that business model, and it's really been a roller coaster ever since, trying to find out what that thing is for me to do with the rest of my life. And the more that I guess, the more that I eliminate options, I really come down to this: art, teaching, and finding a way to find a way to, I guess, teach the mindset, the intangibles behind what it actually takes to move on, what it actually takes to start moving in the direction of the place that you want to get. Right? I know I'm not the only one that has struggles. I've met multimillionaires that still have these same exact struggles. Right? Just because someone has a certain amount of money doesn't mean that in their mind they're as successful as their bank account. It just means they figured out money. Maybe this person went to college, got a degree, saved up money, made a one investment, boom, you know, things are good. However, in their brain, they're like, damn, I can never do that again. So my goal, I guess one of my biggest goals, not just with this channel, but in life, uh, is to just help people get out of their own way, as I also get out of my own way. I'm not here to tell you guys that I've figured it all out and that, I'm awesome and all this crap. Like, I'm just here to be like, hey, look, the struggle is real, for real. And it takes time. It really does. Uh, Now, in saying all this, and I'm kind of all over the place, but comparison is the thief of joy. A lot of you guys watching this video have talents, have abilities that no one else has. You have a unique perspective. You're a unique individual. God created you for a reason, and God created other people for their reason. And you can't live out theirs, and they can't live out yours. In saying that, you, as a unique individual, still have to live up to the potential that God put into you. You have to go extract that out of you. You have to ask him for the strength, ask him for the wisdom to go out every single day and create, to build, to manufacture, to just move in the right direction, right? Once you choose, I'm going to New York City or I'm going to California, you then have to put the blinders on, focus, and head in that direction. It's going to be tough. You're not in the car, you're walking. At least that's how it feels, right? It's actually a really cool analogy. I'm just kind of making this up as I'm going. If you choose to go to California or you choose to go to New York City and you're walking, both suck. Both also have totally different environments that you have to be prepared for. If you start in Texas and you go west, you got to go through the desert. A lot of hot ass desert. A lot. Texas is hot as piss. It's May. New Mexico hot as piss. It's May. There's mountains in New Mexico. Arizona is straight desert, hot as piss. You get to California, you start to feel a little better, and then you're at the beach, and it's awesome. You go to New York City, it's virtually the exact opposite. It's all trees, it's all mountain, it's all hills. But at the end of the day, there's a whole different there's a whole different set of skills that you have to learn. And no matter where you go in life, no matter what thing that no matter what destination you choose in life, you are going to have to learn new skills, and you're going to have to become a new person because the person you are right now is stuck in Texas. It just is what it is. If you, like I said, if you want to go to Idaho from Texas, you have to climb through Colorado. You have to go through Utah. It's cold as piss. If you don't know anything about the snow, you have to learn, right? Hey, be quiet, dude. Noah, be quiet. It just is what it is. And so don't compare your race to someone else's. You don't know where they're going. You could be trying to get to California and they're going to New York, and you're like, man, I should probably try to do that. But what you don't know is that you need to prepare for the desert, and what they're prepared for is to go through forest. You don't know if someone's trying to go to Idaho or Utah, and you're trying to go to New York, and they're about to go climb mountains, and so you're buying snow gear, trying to be like them, but they're going to a completely different spot. You have to understand where you're headed, why you're headed there, and what's going to take place on the way. And so, I hope that helps. I hope that inspires you to focus on your own race and stop looking at everybody else's. I hope that inspires you to create more than you consume. That's another problem I see content creators deal with, or just people in general. Is like you're always you're always consuming. So of course you're gonna want to do what you see. Of course you're gonna want to, I don't know, be like that one guy or girl that you watch the fitness stuff. Like you, of course you're gonna be pissed because all you do is watch them do stuff. Like create yourself. Other people are waiting on you to live out your purpose in life too. So I challenge you this week, this month, whenever you're watching this video, to either do one or two things. Either one, unfollow everybody. So that way you don't have the option to consume, or simply don't scroll. I think the first option is better simply because most of you guys don't have the self discipline to not scroll. But I think that's what you should do. I think you should just unfollow everybody that you watch that isn't where you want to go, and for everybody else, just don't just put the freaking crap down. Pick up the camera, start recording, post videos, let people watch you live your life. And when you're at your destination, when you get to California, then you can watch people go to New York. But get to California first. I'm out. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.